What does a budding romance, a spinster, and a D-bag have in common? Welcome to Rome Reviews, the first 10 episodes of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. So, we're introduced to Lizzie, the main character of the entire story. Charlotte, her best friend. Lydia, her younger sister. And Jane, her older angel-like sister. We're also introduced to Mrs. Bennet and Mr. Bennet. And I guess in that respect, we're also kind of introduced to Bing Lee via Lydia, as well as a fellow called Darcy. Just Darcy. So let's talk about the most awkward dance ever. Lizzie and Darcy dance. Awkward. She describes it as slight swaying or something along those lines. I can only imagine slight swaying between lovers or people who know each other and it's chill, it's fine. I cannot imagine slightly swaying with someone who I don't like, someone who is not making any type of conversation. That's really awkward. Why are we so close? Why are we swaying really slowly and intimately for 3.5 minutes? Right? That's about an average how much a song lasts for. No, thank you. That's way too awkward, and kudos to Lizzie for putting up with all that. I couldn't. No way. No, thank you. Episode 7. Uh-oh. In episode 7, Lizzie basically tells us something she overheard Darcy say to Bing. He says something along the lines of, why would I continue to dance with her when no one else does? Cold. Cold. Alright? Later on, in episode 8 or something, Charlotte hijacks the episode and basically tells Lizzie, in voice of reason style, that, oh Lizzie, what if I told you he was shy and he's been in town for weeks and nobody's made any effort to greet him and this, that, and the other. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But then, if you think back, he was talking to Bing Lee. That's his buddy. That's his friend. He has no reason to be shy. He has every reason to be candid and free. He was telling his friend how Lizzie was whack, basically. I'm not with it. No way. Shyness? That's not shyness. That's being mean. You have a stank attitude, Darcy. You've been in town for weeks on end and nobody knows you. That cannot be the town's fault. You haven't made any type of effort. Your attitude is stank. I will say it again. Your attitude is stank. Think of this. If Mrs. Bennet doesn't like you, and you're a single, handsome, rich young man, there's something wrong here. Mrs. Bennet almost married her children off to a guy she had not even met, Bing Lee. We don't even know this cat. So she knows that Darcy is buku rich. He's got money coming out the wazoo. But because of his stank attitude, Mrs. Bennet has drawn the line at this guy. That has to tell you something about this fellow. And I'm with Lizzie. I'm with Lizzie. Down with Darcy. I don't know. He's mean. But speaking of Mrs. Bennet, how are you gonna dress your daughter up as a spinster for Halloween? What are we? Who are you, Mrs. Bennet? What are we doing? Before we go, can we talk about something for a second? For me, the moment that the seeds of love for this show were planted was in the first episode when Lizzie pulls Charlotte from behind the camera, and Charlotte is this beautiful Asian young lady. So, to be real, the moment she pulled Charlotte out from behind the camera, that for me was, oh, okay, I'm with this. You have my attention. You have my attention. I'm with you. And then when she said Bing Lee, I said, hold the phone. Ooh, they just took the cake. The fact that this show has more diversity than many other shows on TV is something that makes it more relevant to me in my life, because my friends are all across the board very different, ethnically, pigmentationally, everything. I love when my eyes get pleased with a good story, because the story is not just the words the characters are saying, it's also the color, the burst of different ethnicities across the screen. I truly enjoy that, and I appreciate this show for that. So, I've told you the moment the seeds of love were planted in me for this show. I would like to know when the seeds of love were planted for you. So please leave a comment below or a video response or anything, because I'm really interested to know what moments in the show made it something for you to keep an eye on. Alright, till next time. Bye.